Hey guys, and welcome to the video. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Sarah and there is a lot of snow outside where I live today. For today's video, I'm going to be doing something that I've wanted to do for a really long time and I'm finally getting around to doing it, and it is going to be a full face makeup using only products that I have received in subscription services. So in the past I have been subscribed to Ipsy. I am no longer subscribed because I didn't really think it was worth it, and I have been subscribed and I'm still subscribed to Boxycharm. So I know that's not that many services, but you will see throughout the video that I do have quite a lot of stuff from both of those subscription services over the past, I don't think I've been subscribed for more than 2 years. I think I was subscribed to Ipsy for about a year. I canceled it and then I got Boxycharm, and it's been a little bit less than a year. So I got a lot of stuff and it hasn't actually been that long of a time period. So all of the stuff, except for 2 products on my face that you're seeing right now, have been received in subscription services. So I'm really excited to show you guys this video today, simply just because I think it's important for you guys to know that you don't really have to spend that much money on makeup to have a lot of good quality makeup. You'll see throughout the video I show you guys kind of some of the products that I've received in subscription services, and really Boxycharm is $21 a month. And just for example, the price of a regular eyeshadow palette usually starts at around $30 if you're going to Sephora or anything like that. As well as brushes, I've definitely received a lot of really nice brushes in subscription services, both Ipsy and Boxycharm, and it's very interesting to see because from both of those services I've received a lot of brushes from specifically the brand LUXIE, which is actually, from what I remember, normally kind of expensive and super high quality brush brand. So this is just a video for AMA girls who like to stay affordable and not spend too much money on makeup, even though you're completely still obsessed with it. So if you guys are looking forward to seeing how I got this look using only makeup from subscription boxes, then keep on watching. So getting started, usually the first thing that I like to do with my makeup is my eyebrows. Now normally I like to use something like the Anastasia Dip Brow. I'm very familiar with this sort of pomade style eyebrow technique, and in the past I have used powders and I have used pencils, and to be honest I think they're not absolutely my favorite. Now unfortunately, because I do have to use something that is specifically from a subscription service, I only have this little thing, which is the Brow Gal by Tonya Crooks. So this is a brow powder trio, so you actually get 3 little color options in here, and it actually came as well with a Brow Gal brush with a spoolie on the end. So that is what I'm going to use for my eyebrows today. I cannot promise that they are going to look as good as they usually do, but let's get started. So this is definitely a really natural eyebrow for me, and I'm definitely used to a lot more definition and a lot more harsh dark eyebrows, but I can live with it. We can do that. It's totally fine. Lots of girls use powder and they love it. So next I would love to move on to the actual eyes themselves. Now Boxycharm specifically is pretty much the best subscription service that you can be subscribed to if you want to get eyeshadow palettes. So just for a quick example, these are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I've specifically received from Boxycharm within the past 6 or 8 months. I haven't been subscribed to them for that long, and I think there's only been maybe 2 months, give or take, that I haven't received a full-size eyeshadow palette. So you definitely are not going to be missing out on eyeshadow with Boxycharm. Now I always do like to prime my eyelids before I do eyeshadow. I don't think I've received an eyeshadow primer or anything similar to that in a Boxycharm or an Ipsy subscription, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my regular Tarte Shape Tape and prime my little eyeballs. So I always like to set that with kind of a more skin tone color powder, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Winky Luxe Kitten palette. I think I received this last month or 2 months ago. So going into this second shade right here, which is pretty much my skin tone, I'm going to put that on a LUXIE 227T brush, and I did actually receive this in a Boxycharm as well. I'm going to do my very best to use as many brushes and tools as I can that I've gotten in subscription services, and if they are something that is my own, then I will definitely mention it. So I'm going to go right into this third shade here, which is a nice light brown shade. This works really well as a transition shade to put in the crease. I'm also going to be taking that on a LUXIE 205 tapered blending brush, and I believe I received this brush in a Ipsy subscription. So moving on to another palette, because I don't think that this Winky Lux one has enough shades for me to do the look I'm wanting to do. So I'm going to go ahead and take this PUR Soiree Diaries palette, and I received this one, I don't know, it was in a Boxycharm, but I don't remember what it was. So I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called Splurge, and this is pretty much almost the same shade that we just used, but like a little bit darker. So now I'm just kind of going back into the crease with the exact same brush, just sort of deepening it up, creating some depth. So going back into the Kitten palette, I'm going to take this one right here, which is kind of like a duo toned shade. It's like kind of purple, kind of blue, and I think it's really cool. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take that on one of my own on one of my own brushes, actually, because I don't really have something that I've received in script. So I'm actually going to take that on one of my own brushes, and that's pretty much just because I don't have anything that I've received specifically in a subscription service that I prefer to use for this kind of color, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go ahead and take the BH Cosmetics 102 brush. This is just a flat little sort of packing brush. I like to use something like this for shimmery shades and things that I really want to kind of amp up how metallic they are. So I'm going to take this, and I'm also going to spray my brush with some setting spray, and I'll be using the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. I did receive this in a Boxycharm, and it's amazing. It's full size. I can't even believe it. This thing is huge. The only thing I would warn you guys about, if you are interested in this specifically, is it does have a very fine glitter in it, which it took me forever to realize this, but every time I looked at my makeup in the mirror, I was like, why is there glitter all over my face? I did not highlight there, and this would be why. But it's fine if you're using it to mix with a metallic eyeshadow. It's just gonna make it better. So unfortunately, I'm still working with like kind of a new setup right now, so I think my camera stopped recording. Luckily, I think I caught it in time that you only missed one step, so I'm just going to quickly go over that with you guys. I basically just stuck with the Kitten palette, and we're in this purple shade right here, and I took that on my own brush, which is a Crown Brushes Deluxe Crease Brush, and really just pack that, as you can see, kind of on the outer corners. And I'm not really done with that yet, so you will get to see like the second half of it. So now that that's fully on my lids, I want to actually blend out more the outer corners. So I'm going to go back to our LUXIE 205 brush. This might still have some product on it from when we did the crease, but to be honest, I really don't care. And we're just going to use this to blend out the outer edges. So I do want to deepen up the outer corner even more. So I'm going to go back to the PUR Soiree Diaries palette. We're going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Snazzy, and this is just a very dark purple shade. I'm actually going to take that again on one of my own brushes because this is, again, my preferred method of doing this, and this is the BH Cosmetics 105 brush. So I just want everyone to keep in mind that you really don't have to spend that much money on eyeshadow brushes. I literally got an entire kit of them for like $15 from BH Cosmetics, and they're pretty much all that I use. Give or take a couple of brushes that I have received either from subscription services, or some of them I do have from when I went to makeup school. So this is just like a little reminder that you do not need to spend a lot of money on brushes to get good quality. So I'm going to take again that little brush in the dark purple shade, and we're just going to go in the very outer corners just to kind of deepen them up and add some depth. So before I finish off the eyes, I do want to do the rest of the face. Now, I don't think I've received actually a primer for my face quite yet, but I have received this little serum, which specifically says on it, excellent when used under makeup. So, works as a primer for me. This I actually received, I'm pretty sure, in an Ipsy subscription. I can kind of tell when I've received it from Ipsy or Boxycharm because it's really small. So obviously I received it in a smaller subscription service. And this is the Hey Honey Good Morning Honey Silk Facial Serum for all skin types. And I remember when I first got this, I really enjoyed it. So I know I'm gonna really enjoy it again. So I'm just gonna put this all over my face. So because in subscription services, you're kind of giving things to a very large amount of people with different skin, different everything, you really can't send like things like foundation and concealer because it's really just not going to fit most people. So I am going to go ahead and use my own foundation now, but I will be using this little sponge that I got from a Boxycharm. It came in a set of 3 sponges from PUR Cosmetics. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and apply my foundation with it. For those of you who are curious, I will be using the Covergirl Vitalist Elixir foundation. This is my favorite foundation ever. That's it. So for concealer, I'm going to go ahead and take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I'll stick with the same sponge to blend it out. Alright, now in all honesty, you guys, that sponge is not my absolute favorite. I have heard rumors that apparently the PUR sponges that they sent in Boxycharm are not like the same sponge that they just like sell from the brand. So that's kind of weird, but just for those who are curious, I do personally recommend the L'Oreal sponge. I was using the Beauty Blender for a really long time and it's amazing. I do love it, but if you're looking for an affordable option, then I would definitely check out the L'Oreal sponge because it is really good. So to set the concealer underneath my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and take this IBY Beauty Highlight and Contour Palette, and this is actually something that I, ever since receiving it, have started using on an extremely regular basis, specifically for the contour shades, not so much the highlight shades, but we're going to use them for their purpose today. I'm going to go ahead and take this middle shade, which is called Highlight 2. I'm going to be taking that on a LUXIE 660 Precision Foundation brush. I don't understand why anyone would use this for foundation personally, maybe if it's a powder foundation, but I like to use this specifically to set underneath my eyes. And I did receive this, I think this was Ipsy. I actually think I got this one in an Ipsy subscription service. So while we have this palette on hand, I'm going to go right into my contouring step. So I'm actually going to be taking a BH Cosmetics number 4 brush. This is my own brush, and we're going to go into contour number 1, and I'm just going to carve out the cheekbones, the kind of top and bottom sides of the face, and then I'm also going to do my nose. So before I go into finishing off the rest of the eyes, I do actually want to do a little bit of bronzer first. So I'm going to be taking the Beaute Basics Bronze Essentials little bronzing thing here that I actually received last month from Boxycharm. And honestly, This thing is so good. I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about this on the Boxycharm Instagram page, and I just don't get it because it's actually beautiful. You get like so many different colors. You get like some light bronzer, some gold shimmer, and some like dark bronzer, and you just mix it all together and it looks so nice. I'm actually going to go ahead and take that on a Royal and Langnickel Moda Pro. This is the BMX 130 pointed blush, and I'm actually going to use this for bronzer, not blush, because it's freaking huge. Why would you use this for blush? And I did also receive this in a Boxycharm. So to go back to the eyes and finish off that section of them, I actually want to do the lower lash line. So we're going to go back into this really nice purple shade here that we used originally in the outer corners, and I'm going to take that on the LUXIE 221T brush. This is just like a flat definer brush, and apply that to pretty much the majority of the lower lash line, but not going in too far to the inner corners. Now we're going to go back into this really nice light brown shade with a LUXIE 213T brush, and I'm just going to use that to blend out that dark purple. So pretty much the last step that I like to do for the actual eyeshadow part of my eyes is to highlight my brow bone as well as my inner corner, and most of the time I usually use the same highlighter that I use on my face, but today I've decided we're going to do something a little bit different just because this one shade is really calling my name. So we're going to go ahead in this first shade right here. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it's a really nice metallic baby pink shade, and I'm just going to take that on just this random small little brush that I literally have no explanation for. It says my brush set on it, so there you go. So quickly moving on to eyelashes, I'm going to do some mascara and some false eyelashes. I am happy to say I've received both in a subscription service. So I'll be using the Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara as well as these eyelashes from PUR. They're called the Pro Eyelashes, and they are in the style Diva. And both of these were from Boxycharm. Alright, so the eyes are done and we can move on to finish off the rest of the face. And so next I'm going to do blush, and I've actually received like a pretty decent amount of blushes from subscription services. I have no idea what I want to do yet. So I'm going to go with the Studio Makeup Luminous Loose Blush. This is so weird to me because literally there's no shade name. I'm assuming there's only one color for this blush. So I received this in a Boxycharm, and I'm going to apply that as well with the LUXIE 514 blush brush, which I believe this one I received in an Ipsy service. So finally we can move on to highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and take this Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in the shade Illuminati. I can't actually remember if I received this in Boxycharm or Ipsy, but it was one of the two. And I'm going to go ahead and take that on a LUXIE 640 Pro Precision tapered brush. This is not my ideal brush for highlighting, but I've heard that people do use things like this for highlighting, and I did receive this in particular from, again, I can't really remember if this brush was from Boxycharm or Ipsy, but I know it was from one or the other. So last but not least is the lips. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Tarteist lip paint. This is in the shade Homeslice, and this was received from a Boxycharm. So last but not least, of course, we want to set everything in place. So I'm going to go back to the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray and just set everything in place. Alright you guys, so this is the completed look. I'm pretty sure, except for brushes, I really only used 2 products that I did not receive in a subscription service, and that is foundation and concealer. But like I already mentioned, those things are kind of hard for them to put into subscription services when you're targeting such a large and very unique audience. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think that it's really amazing that you can get so many things in a subscription service to do your makeup. Like, you don't even have to buy makeup. I mean, you can because you want to, but you don't have to. And of course, this is just one of the many looks that you could possibly have created with the products that you've received. Of course, I gave you a little sample of kind of how much stuff I actually do have and have received, and I have plenty more. So if you guys like this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any video request ideas for me, or if you just want to say hello, because I do love to say hi to you guys, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!